Good evening. Let's all begin by doing our warm up exercises. Gotta stay limber. This is Midnight Muse's first time on time. Howdy. Tap the live. Get the likes going, please. Hit the arrow down here. Share the live to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Bluesky, your Threads, whatever. Let's build up an audience here, and we can start talking about what the fuck we're going to talk about. I have no idea where the best place downtown Chicago is to get a taco. Is Maga's afraid of comedians? I wish Sam Kinison was still around. I don't know. He might actually be Maga. Conley, Chris, hello, 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 howdy, howdy, hello. Everybody, share the fuck out of the live and let's get an audience going in here. 7:45. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I have survived the rapture thus far, yes. Jim, listen, that's the point. It's so huge. It's hard to say. I like El Farol a lot in Summit, Illinois. I think that they have always done a phenomenal taco slash burrito combination. They have a place up on Harlem Avenue in Berwyn as well. But there are 10 million places like El Farol all over the Chicagoland area. You turn a corner and you're in some fucking neighborhood and you find a taco joint. That's the beauty of Chicago. Keep spreading the good word. Thank you. You're disappointed in the rapture? Totally understand. It was a less than rapturous rapture. I mean, I thought we were going to be rid of all of these people. Hello from Memphis. Yeah, we got to do a weekend in Memphis. That's drivable, right? Somebody look up the driving, if you could, please. Somebody that's got Google handy. How long does it take to drive from Chicago to Memphis? Aloha, Kathy. $10. Okay, that's a little longer than I anticipated. At this age, 10 hours might end up being a quick flight. Now we're getting 8 hours, 6 hours. I know you can take the city of New Orleans train overnight to get a sleeping compartment. It's a great way to travel. I want to get there quickly. You know, we don't have high-speed rail, unfortunately. 8 hours, 2 minutes, it shows Conley. Whatever it is, it's a long drive at this age. You know, 6, 7 hours, and I think we're like, hey, somebody look up flight prices. It's actually 8 hours, but we have to stop for the bathroom. This is true. This is true. Thank you, Henry. I appreciate that. I like train rides too, but you know, the I want to get there. Like if we're gonna do a weekend, I'd like to get there, and because we still have a son at home and a dog at home, we got to people that watch all of that. You know, it's we can't lollygag and take an extra day taking our time down on the train. You know what I mean? Shit, what's my favorite band from Chicago? Oof. From the city proper or from the Chicagoland area? There's so many bands from the Chicagoland area, right? Smashing Pumpkin came from the Chicagoland area. Chicago came from the Chicagoland area. Buddy Guy, Coco Taylor. If you consider Rockford the Chicagoland area, you got Cheap Trick. Um, there's a lot of fucking good bands. Lots of trains go overnight, arrive at destination in AM. That long of a drive requires a taco pit stop. Well, it certainly requires a pit stop of some kind. Like I'm gonna be just I'll piss my brains out during a fucking trip like that. Uh, Local H from Zion. How was my rapture? It's uneventful. I mean, nothing happened. Nobody went. Poof. Everclear? Well, I haven't heard that name in a minute. I don't know that I would recognize one of their songs, if I'm being honest with you. Yes, the band Chicago used to be called the Chicago Transit Authority, and the Chicago Transit Authority sued them. Maybe the rapture will be like the Thanos snap. Maybe. Or maybe it's all just bullshit. 250624. Classic album, along with all the other albums came after. Listen, they're a good band. For sure. I don't know that I would put them as the best band from Chicago, but they're definitely a good band. Don't you agree going to people with red hats on and arguing with them just makes some bigger, I don't know what did. Could you rewrite that so it makes sense, please? You mentioned your wife was in Wisconsin the other day for a funeral. Sorry for her loss. Where in Wisconsin? Up in the middle of Wisconsin there. She was in the Rhinelander area. Do I have COVID? No. Kick rocks? Are the trolls showing up? Great horn section, yes. Would you rather unalive a chicken every time you got in the car or fight an orangutan once a year but you get a sword? What the fuck? Who just pulls shit like this out of your ass? Oh my god. Neither. I refuse the concept of the question. Are you having a good day? I mean, I'm here. What's my thoughts on Candace Owens? She's a horrible human being. Horrible human being. Late 92, summer of 95. And I'd have to think back to the exact locations and shows. You can eat for free if you choose the chicken option. I can eat for free if I choose the sword and orangutan option if I get fucking daring enough. Once a year we feast on roast orangutan. I mean, but fucking insanity. Yes, we are in the dumbest timeline ever. He still is underrated. Who is she? What's up, Tom? My old TikTok buddy. Do I know you, Boston? That's once a year. Exactly, Well, it's just once a year. So it's kind of like, when you get to go deer hunting and you get some of that fresh deer steak, some of that fresh deer meat. Except it's orangutan. Have you ever considered figuring out how to flip your screen so everything is not backwards stuff? Not a criticism, just wondering. Yes, I have, and I've decided not to do it a long time ago. I've been doing whatever the default setting for any social media app that I'm typically on using, doing content creation, whatever their default setting is, I'm going to use. And I typically do that on TikTok, and it's become kind of part of the thing. It actually freaks people out when I turn the screen around and it's in correct orientation. And if people didn't know, this is not the correct orientation. This is my left hand. This is my right hand. The wall is to my left. Did you know the signs behind you are backwards? I had a hunch. Yes. Repent and turn to Jesus Christ. That's going to be a pass from me. Yeah, he's good. I'm good without him. He's good. Are you working on writing a third book? Because I'd buy your first two. Well, go ahead and buy the first two anyway. I have been working on a third book for years, but I haven't written in a very long time. I need to get back to it. I've only got about 19,000 words written in my third book. Can you play Stairway to Heaven on your guitar? I can't play Hot Cross Buns on the guitar because I have absolutely no fucking idea how to. Never learned how. That guitar is art to me. That's why it's up on the wall. Repent and turn to Harry Potter. Yeah, I'm going to pass on that too. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to let you guys do the Jesus and Harry thing, and I'm going to hang back. You know what I mean? My mom and I love you. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll repent to Jesus when he shows up, somebody says. Yeah, just let your gods talk for themselves. Do I write romance novels? Yeah, yeah. That's what I do. I write romance novels. They're the kind of books that have some kind of animated, buffed out cowboy on the cover, or some you know partially tattooed Latino gentleman that looks like he's from some pop band somewhere. Those are the kind of books I write. You've seen 5 Raptures in your lifetime. That's nice. Have you noticed a difference between the Raptures? Has there been a favorite Rapture, or is it all pretty much just like a repeat of the original Rapture? Like, is it like, what, I've seen this set list before? Eh. Is it kind of like a Trump stump speech where it's just the same fucking shit over and over and over and over and over again? Russia, Russia, Russia. Impeachment one, impeachment hoax two. You've seen 5 rappers in your lifetime. Okay, well, that's a different story. Okay, the conversation took a little bit of a turn there. You want a picture of young me? That's what you're saying? Did Y2K count as rapture or end of the world, or that didn't happen? There's a lot of hysteria over nothing that happened. I can tell you that much. People paid a lot of money to back up systems and all kinds of shit. Everybody freaked the fuck out. You remember when Reverend Camp predicted the end of the world, but instead of the world ending, Reverend Camp died? Question for you. If they determined that Trump was in his official duties during his press conference, he's unable to be sued by Tylenol, right? Yeah, would imagine so. I mean, if I were them, I wouldn't even try. So, the Rapture is still on. Hold the phone, everybody. Who's bringing the Wendy spicy nugs? Would you rather get married to a chocolate bar or use a lollipop to fight an alligator? What the fuck? What? Oh my god. I'd rather never have been asked that question. That's what I'd rather. What is my favorite type of grass to mow? Well, Jesus has until midnight. He's Jesus, man. He could be late, right? Like, he doesn't run on a fucking schedule. He's Jesus. One toke over the line, sweet Jesus. One toke over the line. Would you rather swim through a river of glass or sleep in a bed made of bugs? I'd rather stop getting asked these fucking questions. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Back in the day, there was just good weed and bad skunk weed. You had to separate the stems and the seeds. You had a little bag somewhere, or usually some maybe like those little film canisters that you had your seeds in. Yeah, obviously you chucked your stems. But yeah, it was. My God, can you imagine if we had this shit back then? Holy shit. What am I doing? I'm doing my regular Tuesday night live, contemplating all of my life choices and getting asked insane fucking questions. Did I watch Trump's UN screed? I saw bits and pieces of it. I did not watch it live. No. You just binged all of the videos I put. You just binged 25 YouTube videos? Because that's how many I put up a day on here, is 25. Jesus. And yes, J.R. Majewski is a tool. The guitar in the video, thank you. Would you rather move to I can't even finish reading it. Can't even finish reading it. Can't do it. Peach cobbler or Oreo pie? Neither. Ugh. You watched 20 of 25 yesterday? Hello, everybody that's coming in and saying hello. The comments are bouncing around, and I'm slightly elevated. So, sometimes I'm going to catch them, sometimes I'm not. Trump crying at the UN building. Oh, it was absolutely insane. In case you missed it today, Donald Trump addressed the United Nations. What's up? My THC levels. He addressed the United Nations, and he went on an absolute fucking tear. He told them all their countries are going to hell. He ripped apart windmills, and he ripped apart their economies, and he bitched about the UN not giving him the contract back in the day to refurbish the new UN building, and how it cost him much more money, and they got an inferior product that had he done it. Who the fuck? What is this? Trump? Alicia, thank you very much for the donation. I don't know what level donation that is. It looks impressive, but I know it's not in U.S. dollars. But she says Trump wanted to hand over $30 billion in taxpayer money to Milo's government in Argentina. Trump wants to do a lot of things for friends that cost a lot of taxpayer money. It's insane. Anyway, he was on this fucking screed at the United Nations today, and part of it was bitching that he didn't get the contract to refurbish the United Nations. And it's a fucking embarrassment, is what it is. And then you guys, I was going to do it all for $500 million. But, I was going to give you marble, and they were going to give you this, and I was going to give you, mahogany walls, and they were going to give you this. What the fuck? That's $2.50. Thank you. What a dumb time to be alive. I never thought in a million years we would reach it. I am 53 years old. I've known Donald Trump my whole fucking life. He's been putting himself in front of a camera his entire fucking life. So my entire life. And I've known him to be a piece of shit for decades. How he got a vote is stunning to me. With these kind of questions, no wonder you keep your THC levels up. Sometimes the questions can get a bit bizarre, you know. They get a bit weird, you know. So, yeah. Rounding the edges helps. I'm just saying. This person says, I'm 52, you look 62. Okay, well, at least I have the balls to put myself out there, I guess. I lived my life. I don't know what to tell you. What's your favorite landscaping plant? Dude, what the fuck? The thousands of fucking... I don't know. I can tell you some that I don't like. The yucca plants, don't like them. Mughal pines can kiss my fucking ace. You finally built an outhouse? Right on, man. Tom Powell for president? No. Nope, don't want the job. No. It only pays $400,000 a year. It ain't worth the headaches. What do we... Huh? There are people that are answering other people that aren't even fucking addressing them as the people, and I got no fucking idea what's going on in half the goddamn conversation here. Who's been the best president of my lifetime? Extraordinarily tricky question. Since I was born at the tail end of the Nixon administration. I'm still going to say Obama with Nixon coming in a strong second. What would you do if you became God? That is a fucking weird question. JT, thank you very much for the donation. Hey, Tom, he says, God damn it, what the fuck? Hope you and Renee are doing well. This is for your P.O. Box donation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ashley Wiseman, thank you very much for becoming a support level member of the page. That is quite kind of you. What's up from Maryland? Same shit, different day. Liberalism 101, play the victim card. When the fuck did I just play the victim card? God, you people are fucking weird. What would you do if you became Ben Shapiro for a day? Oh, God. Oh, God. Like, I have his body but my mind? Sit his wife down and explain to her that it's not her, it's him. Let's play a game during your lives. Every time someone asks if you can play the guitar, we take a hit. We'd be fucking dead by the end of it. We'd be fucking dead. That's the only thing that anybody used to talk about on the TikTok lives. No, I did not get raptured today. Your party killed someone and celebrated, except they didn't. Unless I suddenly became a far right-wing Groyper fan of Nick Fuentes, my party didn't do shit, Unky Joe. Grindr did not crash in Arizona, but it saw an extraordinarily large spike in usage and a very high number of complaints of problems with the app. But it did not technically crash. I have no idea who Michael Knowles is. Hello, Franny Bear. No, Ben. As a matter of fact, I think he probably passed. What would you do if Michael Knowles became... I have no idea who Michael Knowles is. So, I mean, with all due seriousness, if it's just going to become nothing but Michael Knowles questions, I'm going to just start blocking people asking Michael Knowles questions. I have no idea who he is. I don't give a fuck. How's my wife doing? She's doing fantastic. Thank you. Daniel, I'm not going to touch the subject because the live could get fucking banned for medical misinformation if I begin talking about it in that sense. I'm being very serious. They take that shit very seriously here. Being alive today in the first world with healthcare is winning the lottery in my book. Ashley, hello, Washington D.C. Yeah, it's we're going backwards again. People are losing health coverage. More and more people don't have coverage again. You only ask questions asked by right wingers. How do I know who somebody's a right winger or not based on the questions that they ask? You really enjoyed my trip videos. Thank you very much. Rubber baby buggy bumpers? What? There's a measles outbreak now? Okay, hadn't heard about it. What's my favorite dog breed? You're a pug lover? We have a yellow lab, and I rather like it. I've always been a big fan of St. Bernards, English Mastiffs, dogs like that, Great Danes. I look like Felix from Stray Kids. I have no idea what that is. Don't sponge, get a job, and stop stealing. Are you talking to me? There is no sponging, my friend. Trust me. I wish I could show you the income. Fucking get a fucking job. Get fucking bent. Love the big dogs. Yes. What's up with your puppet buddies in the background? Oh, these? This is well, that's the fucking old man from The Simpsons. I won him in the carnival, Mr. Burns. And then that's Rasta Banana. Won him in a carnival. And then there's like a little plush pot leaf back there. And all, it's all piled up back there. Somebody sent me the pot leaf. Oh, somebody's always telling me I look like somebody. You look like my dad, my brother, my uncle, somebody. Starch Manning comes in with a donation saying, okay, so if MAGA worried about the great replacement and Latin America is 85% Christian, we're worried about more Christians? They don't give a shit about Christianity. They don't give a shit about denomination. They give a shit about skin color. They give a shit about whiteness. That's it, period. If they give a shit about denomination, if they gave a shit about true conservatism, they would realize that Latino immigrants are naturally conservative. They're very anti-gay, very, very Catholic, very religious, very pro-family, very anti-divorce, and they align philosophically, I should say, with the Republican Party way more than the Democratic Party. But the Republican Party can't get over the fact that those people are brown. And that's the bottom line for them. Infinity, hello, thank you for the kind words. They're pro-domestic violence, though, this person says. Tell us one of your favorite Dead Show stories. Ice is the Dollar Tree Gestalt. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. I'm tired. I don't have a Dead Show story off the top of my head. I've told some in the book and I've told some on podcasts, but I'm sorry, I just don't have one off the top of my head. Aren't you a landlord? Yes. Remember that? So listen. Hang on one second here. Emmanuel Hernandez comes in with a $2 donation. Says, "What is the deal with Trump's claim about Tylenol?" I don't know. I'm not getting into it because I don't want to be banned for medical misinformation by talking about Trump's words. My wife and I were shocked to learn how much real estate we owned a few years ago when the far left came after me for being a landlord. And I said, but I'm not a landlord. I don't own houses. I own a few semis, but I don't own any houses. Shut up, fucking landlord. Okay, but I'm not a landlord. Yeah, that's what a landlord would say. But I'm not a landlord. Yep, landlord. And I'm like stunning for 2 fucking weeks. Everybody kept attacking me as a landlord. First of all, as if that's a fucking bad thing that somebody goes out and provides housing for somebody else in the market in the society. But secondly, most importantly, I'm not a fucking landlord. But nobody would fucking listen to it, right? So it's like, all right, whatever. I call me a landlord, I guess. My wife and I were stunned to learn how much real estate we allegedly own. I mean, technically speaking, we own 1.5 semis and one house. This is the only house we have ever owned together. She had a condo before me. It's just stunning, you know what I mean? Who in the chat is smoking? Ask JT. Is it a pride shirt? Yep. We the people means everybody. That was so fucking stupid. Back then when that happened, yes, it was. What do you think about the systematic consolidation of power into the executive branch while the legislative remains silent and the Supreme Court bullshits its way through every new ruling? Well, the the legislative branch, at least in Republican hands, has abdicated their power to the executive branch, at least until after the midterm. Hopefully, they no longer have the branch to hand over. But yeah, they've just said whatever you want to do, Donnie, you do it. It's stunning how the Republicans have rolled over for this man. Stunning. Hubby called just as you started the live stream, got here on time, and still late to the party. Well, no worries. Ever notice Eric Trump and Don Jr. look like Beavis and Butthead? Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot going on in that whole family. Like none of them look like they used to. Right? Ivanka had a ton of work done. Played the guitar. Don't know how. The Supreme Court is pitiful. 6-3 decision on everything. It's a perfect example of the division in our country. Well, yeah, that's exactly what Mitch McConnell worked fucking 4 decades to try to achieve. He reshaped the judiciary in his image, including stealing the Supreme Court. You think Tiffany Trump is the only one that's not an anchor baby? Yeah, I think that's correct. Her mom's the only one that was from the United States. The first 3, Don Jr., Eric, and Ivanka, they're from Ivana Trump, foreigner. Then Tiffany is from Marla Maples, right? And then is that her name? And then Barron is from Melania. Jesus fucking Christ, drawing a blank. You came here to watch me eat tacos? Rarely does that happen. It's just the name of a show. That doesn't mean I sit here and actually eat tacos. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, by the time I go live on Taco Tuesdays, I've already eaten dinner. That's a done deal. Tonight was Italian sausage with a lovely pasta side dish. Toking Tuesday would have probably been a more accurate name, but I like Taco Tuesdays. We always talk about tacos at some point. This is true. THC Tuesdays? I didn't know fucking way. Maybe we could do that for Thursday sometime down the line. It would make the show even better if I ate tacos whilst live streaming. Taco John's is the bomb. I'm going to TJ's in Boston on Friday. Enjoy, my friend. Enjoy. What do you think about the president? I'm not talking about the Tylenol thing. What I don't get is what's the end game with Trump? he wants to stay in power. That's his end game. He doesn't want to leave. Do I gamble? Rarely. Like years go by between gambling. You have a live stream schedule, or do you live stream whenever? Both. This event, Taco Tuesdays with Tom, obviously occurs every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. The rest of the lives for now are just whenever I feel like going live. Do you cook? I know how to cook. Renee does most of the cooking now. I don't think his end game is genocide. I think his end game is retention of power. Can anyone define what a woman is? You can't. Uncle Joe, a woman is something you're never going to get. Is this the guy that everybody said was unanimous? Here, watch. Now he's gone. He can keep talking in the comment section, but we can't hear him. We can't see his comments. So he gets to continue to boost the algorithms without us ever seeing it. Isn't that lovely? In the words of the immortal social media content creator, Tom Powell Jr., get fucked, stay fucked. Thank you. You know, the thing I always hated about Uncle Joe is that he thought we really cared. Says, Jim, I don't know. Probably 95. Is tomorrow Diet Wednesday? Why would it be Diet Wednesday? Legend has it Trump is still trying to say acetaminophen. Yeah, probably. Listen, I've had trouble saying acetaminophen. I know many people that have trouble saying acetaminophen, but I'm also not the president of the United States, right? So, abstinaminophen. Maybe we should call it that. Abstinaminophen. Today and tomorrow is the Rapture. Yes, I heard it spills into tomorrow, so there's still time. There's still time. Jesus, take the wheel. You know what I'm saying? You're also high. Well, I mean, yeah, but what other job can you smoke on like this? You know? Just saying. Guys, I want to bring the podcast back, but I seriously, it's got to make money. If it doesn't get the listens and the plays, it's just a waste of my time. I got to try and bring it back though. You guys prefer to listen to podcast audibly or through video format? Is that my favorite cup? No, not necessarily. It's just a nice big one. I watch podcasts, never listen to one. Do them both. Prefer video, but listen mostly. Prefer video format. I prefer video format, but I only watch one podcast series. Record a video of your YouTube channel and comment. Yes. Can I make you some tacos? I didn't even make me some tacos. How the fuck am I going to make you some tacos? No, that's not going to happen. Come on. You listen to video format. Am I Italian? Partially. do video format and listen to it on YouTube Music, Renee says. But you guys got to listen to it, otherwise it's a waste of time. That's the fucking point. It takes me an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes to record it, mix it, edit it, put it up. So factor 2 hours of my week. Plus a little bit more time to do a little bit more research. But it's you guys got to listen to it. Is the point. So I listen to YouTube videos while I do other stuff. Amen. No, rapture never was mentioned in the Bible. That is correct. Work smarter, not harder. Tom, I need to ask you something. Is spaghetti better than tacos? No. It's a lot of work. I think you would like no cut it in wrong frame, etc. Rinse, repeat. Have you ever stayed in a hostel? No. Podcasts are like ships, and shorts are like drones. The military will probably be more cost effective if they invest in drones. So you're saying do a podcast but break it into several short videos? Is that what you're saying, instead of one continuous long video? If Lincoln were alive today, would he lean left or right? He would lean left. Can you upload existing second half podcast content to YouTube and make money off of that? I don't know. One moment though. What's going on?
He's being a ridiculous moron.
Anybody here?
No, I stood up.
Oh.
I was gonna come talk to you about the videos when somebody said to your podcast in short.
Oh, give me one moment. Yes? We are going to be entering into a chaotic period of time, boys and girls. Yes, indeed. We have an extraordinarily busy October. And then it's November. You got 3 weeks until Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and then yeah, we are full blown Christmas mode. The whole fucking thing off the chain. How do you know if you're raptured? Well, my guess is you're not in the same place, right? You're supposed to be running through some Garden of Eden type, scenario in the sky. No, Clyde was not being a good boy and alerting us to something. He was being a spaz when my wife stood up and he was like, because I'm convinced he's got, he's been blind for years. I play French horn and a little trumpet, but I need to practice more. Okay, I had heard he'd been diagnosed a few years ago, but I hadn't seen him in a while. I hope he was doing it. I have no idea who anybody's talking about here. Like, I'm there's a whole. What I do is I create a room for people to talk in. I have no idea what half the fucking conversations are right now. Clyde thought Renee was being raptured, possibly. Yeah. I did a video today that's going to be airing here on this channel in the next day or so about a woman who was talking about how her family was preparing for the rapture. And one of the things that she mentioned was that everybody's so scared to go number 2 because you never know when it's going to happen and you don't want to be on the toilet when it happens. And I just thought to myself, they're literally full of shit. Literally. They're holding in their shits for when they get to heaven. What? The fuck are you doing, man? We're just afraid to go number 2 right now because you never know when it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. Go shit. Go shit. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. You were going to shit yourself. This other guy is like, well, I'm not on the schedule until after the rapture, until like Thursday or Friday. So I just worked my last schedule. Another family, they called in to work and school. This dude sold his car. This lady's printing out instructions for whoever occupies her house post-rapture. Renee and I did a video. We were talking about it. Listen, any Christians out there that got like a 6-bedroom with a pool, maybe a little bit of land? You know what I mean? I mean, since you guys are getting raptured up to heaven and all these houses are going to be sitting out here vacant, we need about a 6-bedroom with a pool, nice big kitchen, somewhere where we can entertain the whole family, like a solid 26 to 30 people. You know, you got something like that? Anybody going poofity poof poof that leaving something like that behind? Fucking people! I swear to God, I need to prep my house for whoever's going to have it next. You're going to have it next. You fucking jamoke. You're not going anywhere. You sold your car for nothing. I mean, come on. They need to write their PIN number on their debit cards, right? I mean, what the fuck? They're leaving videos behind for us going, it wasn't aliens, because the government's going to try and convince us all it was aliens when all of these people just poofed themselves up into the sky. Yeah, we know it wasn't aliens. It was fucking mass psychosis. Why sell anything? Does heaven take cash? Right, exactly. Just leave it right where it is. You sold your car with 3 days to go? What did you do? Did you go on a fucking booger sugar bender? Tommy! What did you just try to buy?
What do you mean? I didn't buy anything.
Okay, I'll have to go look at it then in a little bit here because it just denied a transaction against your debit card for $75.
I didn't buy anything.
Okay, well, I'll go look at it later on then.
Okay.
Just, Thank you. Your alarm still set?
Yeah, I did it already.
You showered?
No, I just did deliver. I didn't shower.
Okay. What am I talking about here? What's the update with older millennial and Aaron Penn Love? Who's that? Whoa, what did I miss? Did I miss a whole fucking segment? of how the TikTok turns. Who was that? That's my son. How about the Rapture in America? Is it? No, it didn't seem to. It like just kind of fizzled off. Oh, Aaron Pendergraph. Who the fuck knows? He comments on something every day. See, you mention his name, and I start sneezing because I'm allergic to the bullshit. He comments on something every single day. Um, he makes videos almost every single day. He keeps telling me that there's some lawsuit coming. He keeps telling Hawk that he's going to come get Hawk. The dude is off his fucking rocker, you know? Oh, Barron, when you take a look at his criminal record, now he's saved. Sure he is. What stuff do I ask on a first date? I don't know. I haven't had a first date in 3 fucking decades. Jim Frisk, that is absolutely correct. Epstein distractions. If he gets banned, make an account in his name and shit. You could just make an account in his name right now. You don't have to wait for him to get banned. There are a ton of fake accounts. Just take all of his stuff if you want to. I just don't have the time to do that. You know what I mean? I got to make my own content. I got to make actual fucking content. He's saved, quote unquote. Exactly, Baron. The rest of it too. Yes, Emmanuel. Yes. What? Got to go to the international date line? Ben, I don't. Can you give a life advice for a soon-to-be dad? At least 14 killed in Taiwan after typhoon causes lake to burst, banks and flood town. May was talking to you. Gotcha. Okay. Life advice for a soon-to-be dad? No, not. I mean, just follow your gut. Nobody knows because every situation is different. You just got to roll with your gut, man. Explain why they love fascists but hate anti-fascists, because they don't know what any of it actually means. Do you raise money for elevated access? I did one time. Advice: nap now. Yeah, nap now would be an accurate bit of advice. Once the baby's born, man, you're off and running, and I mean, like, you are in this bubble for 18 years, and it just starts off with nonstop crying. What is the name of the company owned by Ben Shapiro? I have no clue. Being humble is important, yes. Stop whining, liberals. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to, Aaron? Aaron who? Where are you from? They don't stop at 18 years. You know what? You're right. They don't. They don't. Ours are 35, 24, 21, and 13, and they don't stop at 18 now. Oh. The Daily Wire. Gotcha. Okay. Aaron's been hidden, now we can't see his comments. Aaron's been hidden, now we can't see his comment. Get fucked, stay fucked, get fucked, stay fucked. Sorry. You don't stop being a parent until they throw dirt on your face. Ain't no fucking lie. Can you name all 5 hosts of the Daily Wire? No, I mean, I didn't even know the Daily Wire, so obviously I can't name the 5 hosts of them. Boop, boop, boop. Now you want to go to the circus? Circus, honestly, they really have changed since they took the animals out. JT, thank you for the donation. Can you see you take a large rip? Not at the moment. You got to give me a minute. I'm slightly elevated. You want some tacos? Go get some tacos then. Ain't nobody stopping you from going to get no tacos. Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh. Okay, listen, Ben, Ace is on all of that stuff, man. It's really just I don't know where you're going with all of it. You know what I mean? My 2.5-year-old brought me a piece of petrified dog turd earlier today. He was quite proud. Yeah, you'll have that. You'll absolutely fucking have that. Any problem with ICE in Chicago? Yeah, they're in the city of Chicago in a handful of places and in some suburbs, obviously. Predominantly the near West Hispanic suburbs. Doing the usual shit. Covering their faces and kidnapping people off the street. I personally haven't seen anything. I live in a nice, quiet town. Can you please help me find the video you made regarding affirmative action? There are 10,000 videos on this platform. I couldn't even come close to finding where it's at. Couldn't even come close. Ben Shapiro was never pro-Trump. It was convenient for him. He always supported Ted Cruz and Mitt Romney. Yes, that is true. But he still got in bed with the fascists because it was convenient for him. Love the guitar. Thank you very much. Somebody told you to type Tom Powell Jr. affirmative action. There you go. Somebody lovingly refers to Ted Cruz as skunk beard. Did you go on your cruise to Alaska? Yeah, we've been back for a bit. There's some travel content up here on my YouTube page. Just go to the travel folder. I don't know why it won't come up. It's all there. Is this live? Somebody asks. No. This is a figment of your imagination. Hippie lover, hello. What did you have in your taco? I didn't. I had Italian sausage tonight. Here's your sign. Somebody says. Did you know that Candace Owens used to work for the Daily Wire but was fired? No. Not at all. Somebody says. Take it easy, man. What year were you born? 1972. May 13th, 1972. I use beard wash and occasionally beard oil. This isn't live. It's Memorex. You're going to make a burger? Good luck to you. Hope everything comes out A-okay. You know what I'm saying? Cook County Suburbs checking in. Will County Suburbs checking in here. What's my Taco Bell order? Soft shell taco, steak soft taco, beef burrito, extra beef, no onions. Is this just real life or is this a fantasy? That's a good tune right there. That's a good tune. Can we impeach Trump already? Nope, you got to vote the Democrats in the midterm. Is your shirt part of your merch? Not this one, but I do have several shirts that you might like, including Have the Day You Deserve, FDT, a few atheist shirts, a few cannabis shirts, some taco shirts, things like that. Couldn't even imagine being Trump for a day. Couldn't even imagine it. Puff Puff Pass doesn't work through the phone. See, therein lies the problem. You ordered orange chicken rice bowl from the local walk box? Right on. Would I rather have J.D. Vance or George W. Bush in office? George W. Bush. You're going to buy more of my merch? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Happy to catch you live. Thank you very much. If we win 2026, do you think we will actually remove him from office? No. No, that's not going to happen. But what you'll do is you'll stifle his agenda. Black woman here, I love your content. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, Tom needs a Gulf of Mexico shirt in his store. Yeah, that's on my list of things to get to. I've got a handful of new ideas that I need to actually get on with the designers with. Can you imagine not hearing anything about Trump just for one day? Oh, wouldn't that be fucking spectacular? Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America? Gulf of Mexico. No need to talk about not believing in religion. Huh? We wish we could go back to the Obama years. Yeah, that's just not going to happen. When did you get started on social media? Well, I've been doing social media, like written social media, like Facebook and Twitter for 16, 17 years, however long that shit's been around, like especially Facebook. It's been a while. It's been a very long time. Video content since December of 2020. Now, I don't know when I started this page, but this page started with like all kinds of shit that isn't political, like my landscape work. Just me taking some shots, some videos from, the mowers angle. That's all that shit is still up here. And then, just started putting up political stuff later on. MySpace. I was on MySpace. Yeah, I was on MySpace. Not hot and heavy on MySpace by any stretch, though. Do you like cats? I better. There are fucking 5 of them living in this house. And I brought 3 of them in. No one is forcing you to stay here. I don't even know what that means. Are the trees changing colors up there? Not yet. It's been very, very hot. It's been a very slow change. Back on the smokes, man. Hopefully just temporary. Too much stress this summer. Yeah, man. That sucks. Sorry, man. Night, hello? Colors are coming out in Vermont, right? MySpace was fun. Good evening, Sensei, somebody said. BS argument, no one forces them to stay when they're unhappy. I don't know how long I've had the YouTube channel. I know it's been a while, but I didn't do anything with it for years. Am I on Bluesky? Yes. If you go to my website, which is oldhippiemedia.com, hippie is spelled with an IE, not a Y, oldhippiemedia.com. One of the pages is called social, and it gives you links to my Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Bluesky, Threads, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Clapper, and I forget if there's anything else there. He's doing his show, he's just not going to be broadcast everywhere. I'm on Truth Social, but I don't have a link to my Truth Social there. I probably would not initially be supportive of a Jesse Ventura candidacy. What would you do if you woke up and were married to Elon? I have no idea. Come on, man. That's a win for free speech, I guess, if Jimmy Kimmel is back. Okay, but it's not. It is, but it's not, right? He wasn't reinstated as a way for ABC and Disney to show the world that they were champions of free speech. This was a completely capitalistic move. Capitalism worked. For all of its flaws, it worked. Everybody went, I'm not fucking happy with what you did, so I'm gonna cancel my membership. Disney took allegedly a $4 billion market share hit, and they went, whoa, okay, our bad, put them back. That was a business decision. Disney didn't suddenly fucking grow a heart. ABC didn't suddenly become empathetic. They don't give a fuck. They give a fuck about ratings. They give a fuck about money. They give a fuck about revenue. That was capitalism worked. Even if you fucking hate capitalism, you exercised your rights within a capitalistic society, and you said, I'm not going to spend my fucking money with you, and enough of you did it that they went, whoa, sorry, we'll put it all fucking back. That's capitalism at work. Get the fuck out of here, Dungeon. Asking that kind of question. Fuck. Evening from Oregon. How are you? Keep calling them out, brother. I appreciate the kind words. Chris, what do you think about Palestine requesting $2 trillion in reparations from the British government? I don't know why they would want anything from the British government, but people need to get the fuck out of Palestine, let them rebuild, and help in some way, shape, or form rebuild the shit that has been destroyed. How that looks, I don't know. Did you know Elon Musk's daughter is a trans woman? Yes, I did. A model at this point in time. And Elon and her have nothing to do with one another. But man, does she kind of throw the jabs out there on social media. What do I think of the Biden-Obama people? What does that mean? Oh, the people that think that Biden was a better president than Obama? Well, they're wrong. Janis Joplin was one of many musicians to pass at 27. Yes, Tom, thoughts on what we all need to be doing to combat all the madness? 2 joints a day, an eyedropper of blood thinner in the morning, and a cup of NyQuil at night. Do you eat meat? Yes. Does this look like the weathered, beat-down 53-year-old face of a vegan? You know, I'm not walking around with some fucking tomahawk steak. Oh, man, me man. No, nothing like that. But yeah, of course I eat meat. The fuck? Listen, here's the deal. I forget who said it. It was a comedian. It might have been Bill Burr. Whoever the fuck it was, they were absolutely spot on when they said it. I have come to terms with the fact that something needs to die every day for me to survive. Totally fine with it. A chicken, a pig, a cow, some shrimp, something. Something needs to die every day for me to continue to exist. And I am fine with that cycle of life. Simba. Was I ever a Republican before? Had more Republican leanings, but I don't think I was ever a Republican. I've never been a registered anything, just so that everybody's perfectly clear. Do you think Trump will reschedule cannabis? Yeah, I could see him doing that. I could see him doing that to try to gain favorability within areas he never had favorability before. And it would be one of the things that he should be given credit for if he was actually able to do it. It wouldn't take away from all the other horrible things, but it would be one of those things in the positive column. Do you have any maggots in your family? I'm sure somewhere. The vegan would be seeing an actual unicorn. I used to be a registered Republican, says Kal-El. Now I'm a registered Democrat for the foreseeable future. Lots of photos of your family are priceless. Thank you. Would you rather vote for Putin or Netanyahu? Neither. Comment on one of Tom's videos and someone responded to my comment. Was that Tom was cult leader? The fucking cult leader shit. I would still not vote for him. Amen. If we have a civil war, what do you think Russia and China would do? That would be too frightening to think, because we would be extraordinarily vulnerable if that happened. What kind of black are you? I'm not. Oh. I'm going to tell you this, though. I got this fucking brownie that's like that fucking big, square, and then like that thick. It's got some frosting on it. That fucker is sitting in the kitchen, like calling my name. So you got me for a couple more minutes. Am I still waiting for the rapture to happen? No, I think I've pretty much given up on it. I think that it is going to be what it is. Unfortunately, we're stuck on this planet with these fucking people. They're not going anywhere. That is just a fucking shame that we all have to live with. I don't know what to tell you. I thought they were all going to go away. I thought that we were going to have a lot more space on the freeway. I thought that there were going to be, a lot fewer people in line at the doctor's office. We were going to get into concerts and ball games with no fucking problem. But alas, it did not happen. So, shocker, huh? Did you have any chorizo tacos today? No, but I had a chorizo taco yesterday. Renee came home. Neither one of us took anything out for dinner. We need to take something out for dinner tonight for tomorrow. Nobody took out anything for dinner, and she said, "What would you like to have for dinner?" And I said, "Tacos from Los Campesinos." She said, "Done." So we went over to the Mexican joint on the next town over, Los Campesinos. Fabulous fucking place. Always a great meal. They always kill it in there. And she got the enchiladas verde chicken with some rice and beans, and I got my tacos. I got 2 beef, 1 chorizo, 1 steak, and that's the only place I ever order beef from, because they do something to their beef that is just fucking insane. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat the fuck out of that brownie. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you very, very much. Go catch up on all the past Taco Tuesdays. They're all on my page in video format. You can go watch and read all the comments through all of them. You can go catch up on any of my impromptu lives. Make sure you spread the word about the page. Tell your friends and family. Let's grow the page. I want to surpass 1 million subscribers here like we did on TikTok. So thank you.